Welcome to the Gimmes podcast. I'm Drew Solomon.
And I'm Danny Chayet. This is our second interview for the podcast, and we want to continue the momentum from last episode. This man sitting on Zoom with us graduated from YALE University in 2019, joined the Korn Ferry Tour in 2020, is ranked 202 by the 25 rank, scores an average of 71, has a career low round of 61, and finished tied for 35th place at the Memorial Health Championship at Panther Creek Country Club. James Nicholas.
Oh,
Thanks for having me, boys.
How are you doing today, James? We really appreciate you doing this.
Good, yeah. Just telling you guys earlier, just finished a little drive from Winnipeg to Brainerd, Minnesota. So, road of golf, Monday, Tuesday is a little bit of a grind, but that's just what we got in store this week.
Yes, sir. We're looking forward to hearing a little about your journey. We'll get into that, but
we just have a few questions for you today, and we're really looking forward to hearing your thoughts that you could offer to the golf world and our listeners.
Before we get this started, we would like to share a couple of advanced statistics about James from his play on the Korn Ferry Tour during the 2022 season. His average driving distance is 307, 4 yards. His birdie average is 3.92, and his sand save percentage is 55.56%. This experience in the golf world and the effort that he puts into the game itself is what makes James the player that he is today. All right, let's just dive back into this.
Our first question has to do, who was your first coach that really got you into golf? And maybe if you had a high school coach too, maybe you could tell us a little bit about that. Who was your first golf coach, really?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when it comes down to like first coach, I think it's always like someone's dad or mom or relative, right? My grandfather and my dad loved golf, and they just put a club in my hands when I was really, really young. And it wasn't really instructional based coaching. It was more like, hey, here's a club, go whack it around. I had a plastic club and plastic golf balls, and I would just kind of send shots around the living room when I was a kid. And wasn't until I was probably 8, 9, 10 years old where I took my first lesson with Barry Troiano at Westchester Country Club, and I took lessons with Barry for I think 4 to 6 years before switching over to Gary Weir, who was also at Westchester Country Club, who's my coach now, and he's been my coach since I was 12, 13 years old. So I've had a good lineup of coaches over my career, and it's, I think, a really important piece of becoming a professional golfer.
Yeah, thank you for that. What was the mindset going to the last round of the Memorial Health Championship, finding out your pairing and warming up the day of?
I mean, just a normal event. Wasn't really anything special. I just kind of, I haven't had the best year in the Korn Ferry Tour. Only played 4 events, so those stats you rattled off earlier, which were a lot better. But whatever. It is what it is. That was my only cut made this year on the Korn Ferry Tour. So, just normal day. Went out, practiced, warmed up. I got my routine, so I keep everything the same. I don't remember who I played with, but it was a fun day for sure. And yeah.
Yeah, so you were really locked in. You didn't even know who you were playing with. You were just kind of focused on trying to get the best score possible, right?
Yeah, you just, you do your thing and they're doing their thing. So it doesn't really matter who you play with. Obviously, some players give off better vibes than others. And, I don't remember anything out of the ordinary. We had a good time. I'm not too sure, how it went for him, but yeah, it was good.
Awesome. Nice. Here's a question. If you could choose any brand to sign a deal with outside of golf brands, obviously, which brand would it be? Maybe like a restaurant or maybe a certain store you like, a clothing store or something?
Yeah, no, that would definitely GoPro camera company, action camera company. I've always, grown up doing action sports, wakeboarding, snowboarding, all that good stuff. And I've just loved their lifestyle, the Red Bull lifestyle too. But the Red Bull, I don't drink Red Bull. I kind of stick to water. So they don't fit the brand, but GoPro is totally, my dream partnership.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. How do you think the industry of golf as a whole is going to be affected by the addition of the LIV Tour to the market? And how do you think the PGA Tour should respond to the addition of LIV Tour to the market?
Yeah, I think if I had the answers to those questions, this would all be solved. So there wouldn't be an issue out there. I think everyone's kind of still figuring it out. I think that there's room for another tour in this market right now for sure, whether that's LIV or another tour, right? I don't like how it's diluting each event. I think that the best players in the world should be able to play in all the events, right? To showcase kind of who the best players in the world are each and every week. So
100%.
It's hard. There's a lot of positives, a lot of negatives. I think that they're still working those kinks out, and I think that PGA Tour and the LIV Tour, hopefully will work together. I think that in my eyes is what should happen. So again, I'm just trying to focus on my game and trying to play the best golf I can. And I think that a lot of players might be letting this get to their mind or just like taking their focus away. So again, just trying to stay focused and locked in on what I'm doing.
Sweet.
Got you. Whose mentorship would you say helped your golf game the most?
Yeah, my coach Gary Weir, definitely. When you have coaches like that he's played in a couple British Opens. You know, I think he held the lead for one point in British Open. He's a great player in his own right. And my parents, my siblings, you know, they've always mentored me, and it's hard to, you know, not say that your siblings have mentored you, but right, like they're all younger than me, but they all supported me and kind of helped me through this journey. My girlfriend's been incredible role model. You know, helped me become a better mental player, better off the course and getting my body in shape and then getting my nutrition dialed. So there's a lot of brands, a lot of people, a lot of you know, places that have helped me kind of become the person I am today.
That's awesome. All right. If you had to pick any player to pick for a scramble or just to play with in general, who would it be and why?
Well, I think any player to pick for a scramble, you got to go with Tiger. He's the greatest of all time, right? I mean, that's
The GOAT, right?
that's a no-brainer right there. To play, I mean, yeah, again, like these are my peers. I'm trying to beat these guys. I don't really see anybody as a, you know, god in my eyes. I have the confidence that I'm the best player in the world, and that's kind of the confidence you need to have.
Right.
So again, like when you ask those questions, maybe 5-6 years ago, I would have said Ricky or Rory or somebody like that. But now it's like, hey, like I'll be that guy.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to stay motivated. You got to keep that mentality in order to be the best. So
that's a mindset you got to have. Our viewers really want to know this. This is a very interesting question. A lot of people want to know how many golf balls you hit per day. What's usually your routine?
Yeah. I don't really know that answer. I just, like I said, I don't really do things like, oh, let's see how many golf balls I hit. I think a den caddy might hold. I mean, I don't know. You can look up right now and see how many golf balls a den caddy holds. But some days I'll hit a full den caddy. I'll hit 2-3 of them, and then some days I'm working on my putting, right? And I don't hit any golf balls. Sometimes it's just chipping and putting. So it depends on where my game stands. It depends on what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to work on. Right. There's days where I don't even go to the range. I just go and play. I just need to go on the course and like work on scoring. And so there's no set number. I'm not, you know, sitting there trying to, you know, for other sports might be doing, you know, 10 100-yard sprints or making 100 catches or, you know, shooting 1,000 pucks, right? Also different. There's a lot of different aspects to it, just like in any other sport too, though, actually. But yeah.
So last week we actually interviewed a UF golfer. So we're here at the University of Florida, by the way. As you can see, we're living in the fraternity house, Alpha Epsilon Pi. I'm living here and he's living next door at Pi Lambda Phi. So we're here at UF and we interviewed last week a guy by the name John Dubois, UF golfer, and we talked to him a little bit about the preparation and all of that, what it takes. And we asked him a similar question: how many balls do you hit a day? And he said it really depends, more or less like what you're trying to do. He said there's a spectrum. Some people love to go out and just play, whereas other people need to focus on specific clubs or specific things that they need to do for their swings, like overall. So it's kind of interesting the way that you described it for yourself. Next question. Explain that Instagram post / TikTok. Are you ready for this one? This is our segment.
This is our new segment we've added.
For sure.
Are you ready for this?
We're going to pull up.
There's two of them.
We're first going to pull up a Instagram post, and we kind of want you to just explain maybe the backstory to it and why you took it and what made you post it.
Totally.
We're going to share it to you. And
that's a picture of me swinging a golf club underwater. I was doing a little brand project with Callaway Golf. So the drive behind taking that picture was making content for them. I was under a little contract and produced some cool pictures, I thought. I mean, something that you don't really see on an everyday basis.
Yeah, no.
Definitely wasn't mid-round going to hit a shot. I think that would have turned out pretty well. But yeah, I thought it'd be pretty cool, different perspective. And yeah, I think that's a pretty cool shot.
Oh, that shot's sick.
Yeah,
all right.
That's a great
picture. Well, although this one is sick, the next thing we're going to show you, little sus. We loved it. It was awesome. Get ready for this one.
Kind of shows off your dancing skills a bit, I think.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
Here we go.
This is I guess I'll let the music play out first.
We'll watch it first and then you can explain it.
That's my favorite part right there.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the kind of backstory to that TikTok?
For sure, definitely a little sus, 100%. There's no getting around that. But my best friends, it's my girlfriend right there. Me and my best friends, we go on a trip kind of every year together. And I don't know whose idea. It wasn't my idea, but one of the girls were like, "Hey, let's make a TikTok," and I was like, "Sure." Then they're like, "You won't post it," and I was like, "I mean, I don't care. Like, I'll post it." And that's kind of the short and sweet and short story about how that went down.
Awesome. We loved it. When we came across it, we were like, we gotta show them this on the pod.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, no, it was so funny. Both the Instagram post and the TikTok made us both laugh. So
Yeah, I'm sure you could have probably done a lot better if you went to my you probably don't know my other Instagram, but my personal Instagram.
Shout this one out while we have it.
No, just you'll find it's my James Nicholas 55. I don't really it's my travel.
I was looking at it a little bit. You're a photographer too, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you go way back on that one, there's I think I posted a picture of my I broke a bone and my foot was all messed up. I was like, oh, let's post this on Instagram. Those are the gems over there.
That's awesome.
That's great.
All right. So here's our next question. In our personal golf game, we both struggle with a slice. I'm a lefty, so I struggle with that lefty slice, and he's the righty slice. What changes in our swing should we make to correct that? And how would you tell everyone else that struggles with the same things to fix that as well?
Yeah, I think I get 1,000 DMs a day asking me, "Hey, how do I fix my swing?" I'm like, well, if I could tell you, I would be a billionaire, because everybody's always asking me the same question, right? There's no magic bullet. Everybody's something different. That's why you need a golf coach, right? It's so hard. But the generic problem while you're hitting slices is you're coming over the top, or your path is out to in, right? You're slicing across the ball, creating a spin that makes it go for left or right.
Yeah.
In both your cases. So there's a drill on my Instagram and my TikTok I posted how to hit a draw. Just that's like my favorite drill for somebody who needs to work on hitting a draw. And honestly, that way you don't have to think about mechanical things in your swing. You're just, hey, I'm gonna be an athlete, which most people who play golf are, and I'm gonna go do this drill and I'm gonna make it work myself. So take a look at that, and I think it'll help you guys out.
Yeah, awesome. We're gonna shout that out down below right here. So
there we
make
go.
sure to go check them out.
We'll show that video. Is there a specific club that you have trouble with the most, or you work on the most in your game?
No, it changes every week, right? Some weeks I'm driving it great, some weeks I'm putting great, some weeks I'm chipping great, changes. Normally I'm a great putter. I don't really do much work on my putting. I kind of make a lot of putts. Over the past year or so, I haven't driven it great, and that's something that I'm working on, but hit it pretty far, just kind of rein it in a little bit, hit a little straighter.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I completely understand.
All right, this one's a little interesting. Working out for golf is much different than working out for other sports, obviously. What changes to your routine in terms of explosiveness does it take to be a PGA Tour golfer?
Yeah, I play college football too, and the difference between football and golf is crazy.
In a little bit.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, for sure. If I think if the football players worked out at the same time as the golfers, they would just laugh at us the entire time. But it's just a different movement. It's a different kind of workout. When you're playing football, you're benching, you're deadlifting, you're squatting, you're doing all these big movements just to get bigger, right? Mass is king in football and all these other sports. But golf, it's more elasticity, explosiveness, mobility. You want your body to hold up over 18 holes, or like yesterday it was 36 holes, and I'm dead, but
right. And then you had to drive 5 hours also too.
Yeah, right. And you're walking. I walked I think 14, 15 miles yesterday, so it's definitely a little bit tougher in the body than people might think. It doesn't look that tough when you're watching on TV, but again, you're sitting on your couch watching TV, so.
Boy.
How big is the stage of the PGA Tour, and does it change the way you approach golf shots at all?
Yeah, I played 2 PGA Tour events. I'm hopefully gonna play in one coming up in the next couple of weeks, but
wow, congrats.
Nothing. Yeah, for sure, it's gonna be fun, but nothing really changes. It's just a bigger stage, right? It's like going from middle school to high school to college. You just kind of keep doing the same thing, right? Some things might change, the experience might change, but if you let it affect the way you play, you're not going to do well. So again, you got to just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. How important is the mental aspect of golf, and how did you personally think in order to make it to where you are today and compete at the highest level?
Yeah, again, confidence. You breed confidence. When I played other sports, I kind of knew I was going to win every single game, whether it was a team or individual sports. Like, you're going to win. Golf is a little hard because you don't win all the time. You don't win often. Like, you might win once every 10, 15 years and be still a great golfer. So it's very hard to have that mentality, but you got to have it. You got to believe you're going to win every single time you step on the on the course, and just keep battling, keep putting your best foot forward, and see where it leaves you, and then circling back and knowing when you need to work on stuff and when you need to not work on stuff, and actually take a break and be like, hey, my body needs rest, or hey, I need to go work on putting, and know what you need to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Were there any mental health steps that you took during the season, such as therapy, or would you advise therapy to young golfers that are trying to get to the PGA Tour?
No, I never did anything in terms like of a mental coach or anything like that. But I did read Bob Bertello's How Champions Think book, which I recommend everybody, whether you're a golfer or not, read. It's an awesome book. You can gain a lot of life lessons from that book and a lot of on course lessons or any other sport lessons. So that's one thing I would suggest to do.
Gotcha. All right. What piece of advice would you give to young golfers that are trying to be in the position you are today?
Yeah, practice, work. Hard work beats talent when talent does work hard. So put yourself in a good spot to be successful, and you will.
Gotcha. All right. Now let's get to the fun part. We talked a little bit about football in our brief conversation on text. And I told you about my brother and his football career this far and his recent transfer as a receiver to St. Thomas. We watched a little bit of your film. We're not going to lie. You were a dog.
It was crazy.
Your high school team. You were the only player playing.
Yeah, I don't know which film you watched, but
you were doing everything.
Running back, receiver, DB,
everything.
Yeah, I was a long snapper too, which is fun.
Wow.
What made you choose golf over football?
Yeah, I mean, hockey was number one. That wasn't even a question. And then I just got to college and I was playing football. I didn't like it. That was kind of the end of the story. And then I was like, hey, should I play hockey instead? And then I was really debating between playing hockey and kind of dropping golf and football. And I was like, you know what? Golf is so much fun. We just come back from a trip to Monterey. We played Cypress, Pebble, Spyglass. We played all the great courses, and I was like, wow, this is kind of sick. I'm gonna do this. So that's kind of what drew me to.
And how was your experience in high school, like playing football, playing hockey, playing golf, all three? I played a couple of sports in high school, but I can't even imagine three sports. And you got letters in all of them. I saw all the awards for all of them. Tell us a little about your experience playing on all those different teams. And
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trade my high school experience for anything. We went from being almost the last ranked hockey team and the last ranked football team in the state to being the number one ranked hockey team my last 2 years in the state, and we were 6th in football my last 2 years. So my class was really, really special. We had a lot of good players, a lot of good athletes. And then golf, I ended up winning the state championship my senior year. So it was definitely cool to kind of turn Scarsdale sports around. We went from being one of the laughing stocks of all sports to being a really dominant team. And my sister's field hockey team, they lost them in the state finals 2 years after I left. So Scarsdale sports kind of turned around since then, and it's been cool to kind of see them progress and see the town kind of follow in the footsteps that generations kind of have laid out for them.
Wow, yeah. In terms of film, is reviewing film in golf as important as watching film in other sports such as football, for example?
Well, no, because you're not playing against anybody else. Because you don't need to know what the other team is or what, like, in some regards, yes and no, right? Like, I need to know how my swing is, right? So I'll analyze my swing and kind of look at what I'm doing, but I'm never going to look at somebody else's swing and be like, oh, he needs to, I need to prepare for that, right? It's all about you. So it's a game against yourself, which is really cool.
And in other sports, a high volume of film is usually necessary to be recruited. How important is film in golf when it comes to recruitment, you think?
Yeah, results are the only thing that matters. You look at different swings like Jim Furyk, Matthew Wolff, Will Zalatoris, Cameron Young. Everybody's got different unique swings, and that's the cool thing about golf. You can't say someone's a great golfer just by their swing. You got to look at results and how they've been playing.
Gotcha. All right, here's our final question. When can the Gimmes podcast play a 2v1 scramble versus you? And what course are we playing at?
I think the course is something you guys are gonna have to set up. I'm a little bit too busy to figure that stuff out, but
hey,
I live down in Florida, so you guys got to tell me when.
Come through to the Mark Bostic course here at UF too.
Yeah, I don't know how far Gainesville is from Palm Beach, but that's where I live in Jupiter, so.
Oh, that's sick.
We're also 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours, bro.
Easy. All right, we'll make it happen at some point.
Who knows
when? But I as you probably could tell from me setting up this interview time, I kind of do things last minute because I'm always running around like a madman.
Hey, us too. We loved it. We just are so blessed that we have you on this. Any social media promotions, shout them out now. And then if there's any other questions you have for us, honestly, let us know.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, I'm not one to sit here and promote different brands. It's just I'm happy to be on this podcast, boys, and thanks for having me. And yeah,
thank you so much for your time. Everyone, go look at his stuff. His stuff's amazing. Yeah, we're looking forward to maybe doing something in the future.
Check out his Instagram at James Nicholas Golf, And also check out his TikTok at James_Nicholas_.
It'll help you
Guys,
fix your games, boys
it
and
will
girls.
get you right.
Let's get it. All right. We really appreciate you coming on here. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to hearing from you soon, and good luck.
Yeah, appreciate it, boys.
Have a
Thanks
great
again.
season.
Yeah.
All right.